Okay. Oh, my bad. I guess we need to do it... yeah, in our room. Can we talk to Swansea now, though?
Not now.
For real? So we need to wait. We need to craft a cure for fatigue. That's this one. Glass vials, quinine, ferrous tartrate, and sodium hypochlorite solution. Here we go. Oh, this also gives us XP. That's interesting.
The flower's dying. It needs water.
I would love to actually get water there. Why can't we use that pot and just water the poor thing? I don't get it.
I cannot enter.
There she is. You good? Dauntless for 5. You're literally like grinding Dauntless now, are you? Oh.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Okay. Diseases decrease the blood quality of a citizen. Use the correct medicine to heal them. Speak to the patient in the room behind Dorothy to check his medical status. Okay, so now this is explained to us. Good. A rat in the hospital. Okay. That's our next quest, I get it. Oh, it's... yeah. He was... yeah, he was suffering under that. So now we gotta heal him, I guess.
This hospital seems to be falling apart. But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Press E to check the medical status of the citizen. Healing a citizen will increase his blood quality and will reward you with XP. The health status of the district will also improve. Okay. Well.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
And now we can give the medicine that we, now that we have it. Okay.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
He's recovering. Okay, good.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
I'm all right. Don't waste
But
your
in the
time with me.
circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Nice. Unknown? Is that a new guy? Blood temptation. Remember, citizens' blood will provide you a massive XP boost. Look for citizens of your mesmerized level or below and choose wisely. Yeah, and if I don't want to do it, then I don't choose at all. How about that? Fight me have to go to bed? Alright, man. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight, though. And have a good night. Sleep well. See you tomorrow for more, hopefully. Oh yeah, we can have a look at him now. Okay. Why can't we... talk? Well, maybe later on. I guess we should talk to Swansea now.
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea. But my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
Well. Let's be kind. He was very kind and generous to us, so...
It may seem strange, but your words have brought me some comfort here.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
Okay. Let's actually focus on the task at hand. We need each other.
I'm not some doe-eyed student, Edgar. I understand we both have something to gain from this relationship.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Okay. Lady Ashbury. Hmm. $6K XP. That's ridiculous. Is that Lady Ashbury? No. But maybe she's related to her or something. Oh! Letter of Rakesh Chidana, Pembroke Hospital, 4th of August. Dear Dr. Swansea, I will be glad to manage the temporary morgue as soon as it's opened. As I have already told you, I was a doctor during the war and I will be glad to serve my country again. I know it is not the same being a physician for the dead as it is for the living, but I believe it is important to welcome and take good care of our departed too. Rest assured, I will do my best to fully perform this new duty to the best of my ability. Concerning the question of my qualifications, I'm sorry I can't give you anything more valuable than my parole. I swear to you that my regiment made me a doctor during the war and that I saved many lives. If my word is not enough, you can contact the military administration to verify my experience and skills. They will confirm that even if I never followed any medical studies, the war taught me what a doctor really needs to know. Always sincerely, Rakesh Chidana, former doctor. Okay, so during war, I get it. On him. I hope Edgar doesn't mind that we just like go around and read his private stuff. Warning letter. Pembroke Hospital, 25th October. Dear Dr. Swansea, I must inform you of my deepest reservations concerning the Dr. Thoreau Strickland and Harvey Fiddick case. Mr. Fiddick has been hospitalized after a severe work injury. He may permanently lose the use of his arm if not treated adequately. Dr. Strickland claims that a surgical procedure may save the man's arm completely. I say it may also sever its functions for good if complications arise. Our young colleague is an audacious and daring surgeon who might prove a great professional in a few years, but for now he lacks the skills to perform such a risky procedure. Need I remind you of the mistakes he made in the past? Since Dr. Strickland refuses to listen to me, I strongly advise you to forbid him to perform such a hazardous experiment. Very respectfully, Dr. Waverly Ackroyd. That is interesting. So he's kind of plotting against him. Rare species of vampires. As a scholar and exegete of ancestral writings, I would never insist enough about the importance of taking the legends and ancient folklores into account when searching for hints about hidden or lost secrets. A common mistake is to take what we know for an established truth and use it to discard any contradictory material. For example, we must consider the possibility of undiscovered species of vampires and the necessity to rethink what we see as the established truth about the various types of immortals, based on what we know and what we gather through time. For how many centuries do we consider that vampire was the vernacular term for what we had learned to call econ? Or econ? Probably econ. Until the day for explorers of the Brotherhood found proof in Siberia that the Wolfyhs were a Lopine type of vampire, we considered these creatures to be linked to the mythological werewolf. Now we know it is not true. What about the rest? What about the Rakshasa from my homeland? What about the Chinese Jiangxi? Or the Puchin of southern Chile? Is it actually Chile in English? It's not Chile, it's probably Chile. Oh damn it. Please tell me. And without even leaving the beautiful Great Britain, what about the stories about bad-shaped women sometimes seen flying around St. James Church in Louth? What about the creature only identified as a disaster in some obscure testimonies which tried to destroy London in 1666 by spreading plague all around the city? What about the Nimrod, the mythical figure of the restless vampire hunter, sometimes described by ancestral British icons as a legendary huntsman who only feeds on his prey's blood and could go unnoticed amongst the mortals and immortals? I tell you, my brothers, we never can be too sure of what we could find. If only we could forget for a few minutes what we're supposed to already know. From Unveiling the Night by Usher Taltree, Primate of St. Paul. Okay, so this is written by one of Edgar's Brotherhood? I'm gonna call it like that.
Do you need something, Jonathan?
I have just a few questions.
Then ask away. I'm at your service, Doctor.
You mentioned something about a secret society. A brotherhood, if I recall. Could you elaborate?
Certainly. I've been a member of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole for several years. We are pledged to monitor and report vampire activity in England as impartial scientific observers.
That explains your nightly wanderings about the docks and the questions you ask.
I feel it wasn't mere coincidence that led us to that part of town. There was something as yet unseen that set those chain of events in motion.
Yet you don't fear me. And still, you know the monster that lurks beneath the civilized surface.
The Brotherhood has studied your kind for centuries. We believe you are as supernatural as a lion is to a gazelle.
Okay, so just not supernatural at all, but just a hunter. And they're the prey.
Since I'm the one working for you, what should I know about Pembroke Hospital?
Well, for many years, we have been the only medical facility in this part of town that people can rely on. We support the community here, as well as provide health care.
Where do we stand today?
Oh, to be honest, we cope on a day-to-day basis. The first wave of the Spanish flu last summer took us by surprise. We lack many of the basic necessities needed.
What do you expect of me?
What we need is hope. You were a soldier. This is a war. This white coat's still a uniform. We fight to help the poor, the sick of the East End, the forgotten.
Not so wrong.
Since you seem quite the expert on vampires, what could you tell me about my condition and how it came about?
As men of science, our first step is always to start with what we know. Forget the myths, the hackneyed scrawlings, and the penny dreadfuls. They do not scratch the surface of the truth you now find yourself in.
The penny dreadfuls.
The sun. The morning following my transformation. Its rays burned me. There was pain, smoke, and my skin blackened.
You will find there is very little that can kill a vampire, my friend. You have been offered relative immortality. The sun will most certainly hurt you, leaving you weakened and damaged, but it will not destroy you.
Must I take a life to live?
You are a vampire. You feed, and blood is the sole sustenance that can sustain your immortal frame. And only a living creature contains the nourishment you require.
He's pretty cool with that, like, yeah, well, I don't want to say it, but yeah, you do need to kill. Probably. You know, you're a vampire.
The man we pursued and slew in the canning factory, William Bishop, I believe, was he a vampire?
He was a Skald, technically speaking. The debate rages as to their classification. Some think them a subspecies of vampire, others something else.
I do think it's a subspecies, because they have, like, similar skills and abilities, but they're more, well, uncivilized. They're more like monsters, like creatures.
How do Skulls come into existence?
The name means slave. The etymology may indicate that they are a lesser species of vampire. From what I know, vampires tend to despise them.
Slave, okay.
Just for clarity, what differences are there between myself and a Skull?
A Skald is easier to eliminate, Jonathan, even if they remain formidable foes for the unprepared. Vampires... Now, vampires exist beyond the mortal realm.
Interesting.
We'll see each other again soon, Edgar.
Okay. Let's not make Lady Ashbury wait any longer. It's time we have a talk. Well, let's first check on this. Okay. Now she's here.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet Lady of Mercy.
Good evening, Dr. Reid. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a the lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Oh, this is so cool, Lady Ashbury. Let's be the gentleman.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Have any of the patients given you trouble?
These poor souls have so little left to live for. I do my best to ease their pain.
The world would be a better place if it were cared for by women like you.
You make me blush.
Oh.
I am simply a necessary evil.
Pardon my boldness, your ladyship, but I have questions concerning this condition we share.
As a newborn, your hunger for answers is rivaled only by your thirst for blood. But the questions need wait.
I'm a scientist. My trade is in the deciphering of mysteries, and I need information to feed my mind.
I will gladly answer every question you have, but first, prove yourself capable of resolving my predicament without eating the culprit.
Okay, Lady Ashbury, we're here to help you.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
What are your expectations? Please be precise.
As the newly appointed surgeon of this hospital, you are in an excellent position to ask innocent questions and deftly learn the identity of my blackmailer.
Okay.
Who would be so foolish as to threaten you? A kindred spirit.
Even if it were the case, and I highly doubt it, a vampire would have asked for something more valuable than money. My suspicions lean toward a patient or their family.
If we're dealing with an ordinary criminal, surely you've the means to deal with it yourself, if I may.
As immortal tradition doth dictate, all fangs and hypnotic eyes ablaze, the blood would run like a river. That's what I hope to avoid. Violence has a tendency to spiral out of control.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
Okay, that is probably not good. I mean, it's definitely not good. I don't care if it's true. Not gonna help.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reid. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
Lady Ashbury. Well, I'm pleased to make her acquaintance. The good lady needs our help, and of course, I'm gonna be her gentleman. Can we talk more to her already?
Is our little mystery closer to being solved, Dr. Reid?
I think of nothing else, my lady.
My situation is delicate, and it occupies all my thoughts. The blackmail must stop. I need assurance.
Okay. Dead without eating the culprit. Yeah, that was a good one, right? I agree. I agree. The plot thickens. Well, it's the second vampire, the only other we know of, and well, she needs our help, and she has helped us in the past already. So, time for us now. Erin, you passed out already, or just get some sleep, alright? You need it. Okay, before we go on though, I want to use our experience to level up. Ooh, this is open now. Huh. Nice. Okay. So. Oh, we can get this. Ooh. Performing supernatural moves to the target and cause damage upon landing. That's a very good gap closer. I think we should get that. And the Shadow Veil. Drain your stamina to fade into the shadows, become invisible to most enemies. Yeah, also good. Let's check this out though. The common belief that vampires can disappear into thin air is misleading. Rather, they can greatly increase their speed with blood. moving so fast that human eyes, it appears as if they appear and reappear at will. Correctly used, this ability can be offensive or defensive, depending on the vampire's state of mind. It's too easy to catch up to your prey. With Spring, it's almost boring when they start running. Oh, tempting. It doesn't do much damage, but I feel like it is a good opener to a fight. And we still have XP for more. We could get more blood capacity. We can absorb more blood when using the bite. I feel like that's a good one. 600. We would still have 600, so let's see. Oh. Increase damage inflicted when using bite. Or increase life regen when using bite in combat. Maybe that. 10% heal. It's only 300. I feel like being tanky and well, tanky in the means of drinking blood constantly is a good thing. And now we can get more stamina here and more health. More health or more stamina? I feel like stamina is more important because we can channel the stun attacks, constantly dodge. I mean, with 2 or more enemies at once, dodging becomes a real pain, so